Alright, we're going to mess with John the Ripper today. We're going to use some basic stuff in John the Ripper. During my bootcamp class today, the lecturer had a couple of technical issues when they were working through it. I am not going to get into that, even though I'm thinking about it. I'm instead just going to get to work on this. We needed to do a few things to set this up. We had to create a couple of new users, test user 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go ahead and add one more user, test user 4, and we'll go through the default prompts. First, we need to set up a password. I'm going to do password 1, 2, 3 and see just a dumb basic password. Pressing enter to get through these bits of information, these fields. Now we can do get ent password to see these created. We've got them down here. These commas because I just pressed enter instead of filling in first name, last name, and random numbers. We can clear this out, cat. I think we'll need to sudo this to elevate privileges to get into shadow. You see here, these are the hashed passwords. So what we're pretending is we've gotten access to a Linux server. Now we want to steal the hashed passwords real fast before we get IP blocked or something like that. So what we can do is run unshadow. We want to, I feel like I had an issue with adding shadow first there, but what we're doing is grabbing password data and shadow file data and saving it. So now we need to just save it, I believe. So we'll save it as volute.txt. I think I need to run sudo on this. So I'm just going to do it just in case. Unshadow, usage, password file, shadow file. We need to just simply add a caret here to create and or append the data to this file. Let's take a look at our loot. Bam. So that's what we got from the unshadow command. Now we are going to access a word list that was created for us. I'm going to go ahead and get the command ready. Sudo John, scratch my leg. In this one, we're using format crypt, which is an older, it's kind of confusing. It says crypt, but it's actually a hash. It's not encryption, it's a hash. Hashes are a one-way form of code encoding, whereas encryption is a two-way format where you need a key. Nonetheless, we're using format crypt. We're going to use the word list. Word list is the other required item to specify using John the Ripper. Kali Linux has word lists built in within the user share word lists directory. Our bootcamp has created one for us here. Password list.txt and then the loot.txt. So if we were using a more resilient hashing method like SHA-256 or 512. I haven't tried it yet, but my understanding is we then need to bring in an expanded, basically supplemental tool. Looks like it's called Jumbo, which has its own password list and some more capability. But for now, we can use everything in here. Let's hit enter. It is proceeding with the word list. Interestingly, it's using, I messed up one thing. Let's press Control C. I think it's defaulting to password.lst, which is probably a good thing IRL, but I forgot to assign this path to the word list variable. I should have caught that, but there we go. Now it's set up. We're in much faster. And now we should be able to show the loot. So it got the first three. It didn't get my very complex password 123. But out of curiosity, let's try something. So we're switching into the word lists file. Let's nano into our passwords list. So that's why it didn't see it, is because it only had a list of 3. And what it did was John the Ripper hashes these with crypt formatting. It takes those hashed strings. It compares it to our loot.txt file. If the hashed string from this list matches the hash from the loot.txt file, it then says, okay, this is a match. The original unhashed word is this. So let's add a few more here. And we need to Control O, file, error writing, you butt. All right, let's go ahead and Control X out. Yes. I'm forgetting how to use nano right now. How embarrassing. We want to force our way out without saving. X. N. So we didn't save. Now let's do sudo nano fstack. Let's try it again now that we're elevating the privilege while we're in nano. Now let's write out enter, file name to write, I think it's just enter, but let's just do Control X. There we go. So now let's cat it. Fstack. Silly. Fstack. Breaking my balls. Breaking my balls. How, my dog? Did I type something wrong? Cat. Fstack. There it is. All right, so we've got our new list. We're still going to have the same, let me clear this. We're still going to have the same unshadowed file, the loot. So now we can do sudo John. We need to run format crypt. We're basically running everything again, but now with an updated password list, which is this guy here. Oh, we need to change back No such file or directory because I'm in the wrong directory right now. So I'm going to change the directory, verify that I see it in my current directory. It's right there. Let's press up a few times, press enter. All right, and there we go. It already had the other items saved. Now it's got password 123 converted as well. So we can do sudo, I wonder if we can do it without sudo, probably not. Sudo John delete password hello monkey password 123. There we go. So referring to this guy, it's got a much bigger list. This is the repo, the jumbo list. And if you look, it's got all these passwords that you enter when you're lazy. And it's got a massive set of all the lazy passwords. Look at that. Almost had me. Ha! Smarter than that. It's not my birth year. Alright. Hopefully you learned something. We're going to call it there. That's the super duper basics of John the Ripper. We use some decoding using the crypt format on this. That is the password list. First, we stole the data from the password and shadow files using unshadow, created the loot, and then if we were actually hacking a machine, we might have just stopped there, grabbed the loot file, moved it onto our flash drive, went home rubbing our dirty little hacker hands, and then we would be running sudo John to decrypt the hashed passwords with the jumbo file. And then we would not be able to sleep at night because we're bad people. So do good things, learn real good, do your best. Don't be bad, do good. All right, bye.